The book is a small book with big ideas. It's an easy read. It's a story. A young man, 28 years old, has his life all worked out. He's going for the corner office at the exclusion of everything else, gets on an airplane in San Francisco to go back to Boston. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He sits next to an older guy initially. He discounts. This young man, really, Patrick really wants to be a CEO, and he is focused on that. He's seated next to this older guy that he discounts. He looks kind of scruffy, and they just have the minimum interchange, and the old guy asks him some kind of weird questions, and he just discounts him. At one point, Patrick reveals to the reader, he says, "This guy doesn't live in my world. I don't want to waste any time with him." They get to Boston, and he discovers, because the old guy has a driver and a security guard, and so he discovers he is the CEO of one of Boston's biggest companies. So chapter 1 ends with Patrick saying, "How could I have messed that up more?" They went on from there, though, and entered a mentoring relationship where Al, the older guy, actually was way ahead of Patrick. No matter how much Patrick maneuvered to try to get in front of Al, Al was ahead of him. And Al was inviting him into a mentoring relationship. And over the course of 10 chapters, 135 pages, takes about 3 hours to read, a lot of life lessons are revealed. Al is very skillful and loving of Patrick in the sense that he uses the Socratic method. He simply asks questions. He doesn't tell him what to think. He helps Patrick get in touch with his best self. He helps him develop values. He helps him bring balance to his life. Patrick is separated from Hannah, his wife, at the beginning of the book. It gets restored. So there's a little love story in there for you guys. So that's the book, and just about every page has some sort of a life lesson. Little short snippets. What is integrity? Integrity is being the same on the inside and the outside. And there's just a lot of food for thought behind that. What is courage? Courage is doing something that scares you. If you see somebody do something that scares you, but it doesn't scare them, they're not using courage. They're just doing it. But if you do it, you step into it anyway, that takes courage. One of the greatest things that takes courage is for us to face who we are and our need to change and grow as people, and that's in the book, and it encourages you to do that. What's the difference between head and heart? Some people say, I feel that I need to do such and such. Well, that's a heart word. If they're operating out of their heart and they feel their way through life, they're missing a bet. Your head is the analytical part. Take the facts, analyze, pick your best choices, pick the course, and then use the power of your heart, the desire, the hunger, the fear, the anger, all of those words. The power, the engine of your life is your heart. Lay down the track with your head. It's the steering wheel, and then use the engine of your heart to power yourself up that track. Very powerful idea when you understand that. Both important. Neither should be ignored. Action is the key, not knowledge. Knowledge can shape good action, but knowing a lot of stuff is not an end to itself. What you do is what counts. We have PhDs living under bridges in this country. They have performed well in the academic world. They know a lot, but they've taken the wrong action and they wind up homeless. And yet, the example that I best can point to, the guy that didn't know much, but he took the right action and things kept turning out well for him, is Forrest Gump. Remember that movie? Poor old Forrest, he didn't, his elevator didn't go all the way to the top floor. He was a couple of sandwiches short of a full picnic. And yet, he kept doing the right thing, and that was the story. He just stumbled into doing the right thing, and all kinds of great things happened in his life. There's the lesson. Both are important, but don't ignore the fact that you have to take action based on what you know. Part of what you know is developing your personal values. All of this is in the book. It's an easy story, so I recommend it to you. My mother likes it too, so I'll just tell you that.